Alright, into custom today and continuing to focus on some of the pets that just aren't played very often. We're going with the white tiger today. And white tiger is one of the handful of pets that are left that are exclusive to customs. And I say exclusive, they can show up in the weekly randomly, of course. But most of the time, if you want to play them, you have to go into custom packs. And when it was first released, the white tiger was ultra strong and you would see it all the time. But eventually its ability was toned down. Originally it used to instantly make the unit behind it level 3, and that caused a lot of issues. You could put parrot behind it and then the white tiger would make the parrot level 3, and then the parrot as a level 3 white tiger would make all 3 units behind it level 3. So you would see white tiger, parrot, triple links all the time. And thankfully that was removed, but the nerfed ability just isn't that strong. I mean, I think it's fine. It's, fun to play around with in customs, but compared to a lot of the other tier 6s, it's not one of the strongest. But we're still going to try and win with it here. In fact, we're going to try and win with 2 of them. So kind of keeping that parrot build in mind, what I want to do is have white tiger at the front and then a second white tiger in the middle position. So originally, when white tiger made something level 3, it did not work on other white tigers. But then because of the nerf, they changed it so that you could affect another white tiger. So if we have a level 2 at the front, then it will give experience to the 2 units behind it, including the middle white tiger, which will then pass that experience down the line to the remaining units in the team. And I really want to have the entire team being level 2, and therefore the effect will be that everything will become level 3 except from the white tiger at the front. So a little bit wordy to try and explain that, but we'll get to the end game fairly soon and you'll be able to see what I mean. In the meantime, what we're doing here is starting up this wasp. I had set the pack up in such a way that I could potentially go wasp in order to swap the stats onto the white tiger, so that its attack was high enough that I could trigger sniping pets or starter battle pets if I wanted to. One of the obvious issues is that the white tiger has very poor attack. I think it starts with 4 attack, which is worse than even the regular tiger. And that means that it's not going to go before anything. There were things in this pack I really wanted to use, like hawk, and it was just becoming very frustrating where it would take forever to get the white tiger to have high enough attack that it would trigger the snipers like hawk early enough. So the wasp is going to solve that. And here I pill the spider. We get betta fish, which is also fine. We'll just keep giving the stats to the wasp. And I think at some point I am going to lollipop it, yes. Having high health, obviously the white tiger is probably going to be the only unit on the team that has high stats. So good to have health as well so that it can potentially get off multiple attacks before it faints. And thankfully here we're not being punished for just having one big unit. And yeah, we're going to bring in the falcon. So at some point throughout the attempts, I decided that I would rather try and go for a summon build or a summon based build rather than try and trigger all the snipers. There are so many sniping teams in customs already, I guess. But this makes a lot more sense because it means you don't have to have the extremely high attack on 2 units. We can transfer with the frog onto the one at the front, but the white tiger in the middle is probably going to have very poor stats. And so it makes a lot more sense to use abilities that don't require a start of battle. Now we get the alpaca. It's important that we get the white tiger to level 2 as quickly as possible. And yeah, we find a second alpaca. However, it's actually a little bit awkward here because of the frog, and I've already committed to the falcon. We can't really use the alpaca until we swap the stats onto the white tiger. So we're not going to be able to do any kind of double alpaca shenanigans in the meantime. And yeah, we are narrowly going to beat this team, I think. Yeah. But we've only got 4 trophies now on turn 10, which isn't great. I think here I'm going to level the octopus. We don't get white tiger, unfortunately. I guess I could go for cat, but I think I would probably rather just take the level. Yeah, here we go. Level 2 white alpaca gets us a white tiger. We can actually sell the octopus, buy the tiger. And then I think I'll wait till next turn to swap because we won't have enough gold to bring in anything else. Chicken, which is fine because usually the chicken team is going to be a bit weaker. And we can steal this person's blobfish. And the alpaca actually gives it a chocolate. And yeah, we win via the crow. So we actually also get another oyster in the shop here. So we can use the alpaca to get a level 2 oyster straight away. And then that should help us look for the remaining pets that we're going to need to fill out the squad. Orca is a possibility, but I had other things in mind. So I think I'm going to roll past it when I've still got enough gold. So now we get the falcon level up. And then I get fly. Now fly is one of the units I was looking for. But I might actually end up being greedy here. I can't remember. The alpaca triggers are exhausted, so I could use the polar bear for a turn to try and get some stats onto the fly, which I think I do. Yeah. I was trying to use polar bear quite a lot in order to scale up some of the units that you know, are quite vulnerable when you first buy them. But I think here I end up changing my mind again. Or are we going to take the beluga? I think beluga was definitely on the list of units I wanted to use, but I think I end up taking it here just for a one-turn fill. I don't want to buy the cow because it's going to overwrite the mushroom. And then we actually find a second fly, so that works out fine because we can instantly get level 2 fly next turn. Skunk, thankfully it's only a level 1, although they do waste the falcon there. Yeah, but their backline units are too weak, so we end up not even needing the polar bear or beluga. And now we can get rid of at least one of them, and then we take the level on the fly, and we get another oyster. I kind of don't want to waste the alpaca trigger on it, but at the same time, it does give me the opportunity to find something that I want and still be able to buy the mushroom this turn. So we find a snake, and I think that's a fair enough compromise. I don't want to use snake in the final build, but it will come in for a turn. Of course, we still need to find a chocolate for the front white tiger as well, and then find a second white tiger on top of that. But yeah, easy win again, and the snake barely contributed. I think I do take the melon here on the falcon. It does have low stats, but I feel like it's worth it just in case it gets sniped at start of battle. And we won't take the falcon in the shop because I really want to keep everything level 2. And I almost made the mistake here of buying the white tiger instead of the chocolate. And we'll freeze that one for next turn. Another fly, but again, I'm going to leave it. We one-shot their camel. And unfortunately, we are going to give their snake a bunch of triggers. But I think we end up getting quite lucky there with some of the hits. And we remove the lemon. Yeah, the zombie flies are big enough that we're going to easily win this round as well. But we're kind of running out of time here to see the white tiger chain in action. I really want to find something specific to go at the back. And I would like to sell the snake and get a free chocolate first. But I guess, yeah, it's a level 2 alpaca, so I can also take the mongoose for just now. And I'll still get one more chance. And I think I'm going to find it on the last roll here. There it is, the grizzly bear. So grizzly comes in, alpaca goes, and now we can bring in the second white tiger. So we're one chocolate away from having the level 3 grizzly as well. Thankfully no snipers on the opposing team other than lionfish. And it only kills the white tigers, which are pretty much useless at this point anyway, having already given the chocolates at the start of battle. And we are going to be able to copy the eagle. So although they do end up with lionfish, it doesn't actually matter. So now the final chocolate. The middle white tiger levels don't make any difference because And we're already maxed out at level 3s on the back 2 units. And we'll just buy an apple on the front 1. So Bat is going to mess up a whole bunch of equipment, but we suddenly have level 3 Grizzly, level 3 Fly, and 18 damage from the Grizzly. It's so good. But it's a draw by virtue of the mushroom. So fortunate that that mushroom didn't get removed by the Bat. And yeah, there's nothing really to buy now except popcorn on the White Tiger. And yeah, I think I'm going to pass up the shrimp and just roll for more stat food. And this is kind of funny. Front muskox. And it's going to mean that the Cobra only gets 1 shot. I mean, these are the perils of playing husky scaling with no turtle, no reindeer, not even a tar or something like that. But there we go, a little bit of an atypical lineup using the double White Tiger.